What's up, Sports Wars? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about more nonsense going on in the woke sports media industry. It is such nonsense right now. Sports is not about sports. Sports is all politics. Everything we're talking about is politics. Politics, identity politics, and they only care about your gender or your race if you're willing to say the narrative. If you're not going to line up with the narrative, they don't care what you say. And now we have ESPN's Sage Steele claiming she was frozen out of an ESPN special because why? Because she does not follow the narrative. So here we are over on Outkick, and it says Sage Steele believes Ellie Duncan and Michael Eaves froze her out of Undefeated special. In late June, ESPN aired a special in primetime entitled The Undefeated Presents Time for Change. We Won't Be Defeated, reflecting on the sports world after the killing of George Floyd. According to a report by Joe Flint of the Wall Street Journal, Sage Steele told ESPN president Jimmy Pitaro that she believes that she was frozen out of this special by anchors Ellie Duncan and Michael Eaves, and that she felt this was reflective of a divisive work environment. Ms. Steele said colleagues told her she was considered for the special by the executive in charge, Michael Fountain, until two of the other on-air personalities involved, Ellie Duncan and Michael Eaves, complained, saying Ms. Steele wouldn't be accepted by what they considered the black community, according to a person familiar with her account to management. Wow. Interesting. It's almost like you have a narrative that you're trying to create, and it's not about actually being honest and having people with voices from the minority community, women and minorities having a voice. No, it's about those people having a voice if they're willing to line up with exactly what you want them to say, which is exactly what I've been saying the whole time. This wasn't a story just built around background sourcing. Steele went on the record for it, telling the Wall Street Journal in a statement, "I found it sad for all of us that any human being should be allowed to define someone's blackness. Growing up biracial in America with a black father and a white mother, I have felt the inequities that many, if not all, black and biracial people have felt. Being called, that and N-word and having sounds as I walked by. I'm being careful because it's YouTube. Words and actions that all of us know sting forever. Most importantly, trying to define who is and isn't black enough goes against everything we are fighting for in this country and only creates more of a divide." An ESPN spokesperson denied that Steele wasn't included in the special due to complaints from her colleagues. Undefeated editor-in-chief Kevin Merida said that the platform does not have a litmus test for blackness and expressed a desire to work with Steele in the future. Duncan and Eaves provided a joint statement that said they wished the special had more than an hour's time to include more of the many strong voices we have at ESPN, but did not directly address the crux of their alleged freezing Steele out. They didn't deny it spoke volumes. Steele grew up around military, so that's just a big background. She did criticize the whole Deshaun Jackson thing and how people went after Drew Brees for what he said, but then Deshaun Jackson basically gets a pass from the same people that were crying about Drew Brees. And it says, in my opinion, Steele has been unfairly maligned for expressing her political beliefs, and she is right to be speaking up for inclusivity. She deserves a lot of credit for going public with this situation. Yeah, and again, it goes all the way back to it. At ESPN, and not just ESPN, but this is the far left-wing narrative. This is the far left-wing woke narrative that they want to tell you how much they preach. We are all for diversity and inclusion and representation and having voices until those voices don't say what you want. Like, it's funny how someone like Candace Owens is treated by the left wing, the woke left wingers out there, the white liberals that claim how much they respect black people and women, yet they don't want to hear anything. They don't want to hear anything that Candace Owens has to say. Jason Whitlock is another one. They don't want to hear anything Whitlock has to say. They don't want to hear anything Brandon Tatum has to say. They don't want to hear anything that the Hodge twins have to say. They don't want to hear anything from anyone that is willing to go against their fake victim narrative that they have created. And that is exactly what's going on here with Sage Steele. Sage Steele has been dealing with this for a while now at ESPN. Shout out to her for speaking up. I'm glad that she is letting people know about the nonsensical hypocrisy going on at ESPN. But right now in sports in general, Everything is ridiculous right now. The Some Black Lives Matter movement is all over the place. They're going to be painting Some Black Lives Matter all over the NBA courts. They're going to be painting, they're letting all of the NFL players put Some Black Lives Matter on the back of their helmets. Yet Jason Witten wasn't allowed to honor a police officers when Some Black Lives Matter went after him. Because that's exactly, the whole thing is just, it's hypocrisy and it's nonsense. And these people don't actually care about this stuff. They only care about being fake victims and whatever is trendy on Twitter. That is what is going on. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Again, I wish I could just tell you about sports right now. I wish I could just be excited for the upcoming NFL season if it happens. I wish I could talk about Tom Brady being in Tampa Bay, which I'm very excited for. I wish I could talk about Cam Newton being in New England, which I'm very excited to see how that plays out. I'm interested to see how Patrick Mahomes performs off of his record-breaking, first 2 years in the league. There are so many great storylines going on right now in the world of sports, but instead we're talking about Some Black Lives Matter and LeBron James being so brave and beautiful and stunning, yet he won't criticize China because LeBron James is a piece of garbage, but he's very upset that Drew Brees had an opinion that didn't line up with his. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.